Hello, everybody. We're going to start our meeting, and thank you all for coming, taking the time. And we're going to start. So,
Miguel,
Present.
Sam,
yeah,
Stuart's not here, Aaron's not here, Jasmine? Okay.
okay. So we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start with the announcement on moving to the new location. So we are planning to move. We're finalizing with MTC to put all the internet services there. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, everything will be done. Next month, we're going to be at the new building. It doesn't mean that we're going to be there yet for meetings. So, but the office is going to be moved there next month. So we will be there. That building was, when it was redesigned, when it was fixed, that was the intention for the building, for that building, for the office to be there. It just never happened. So we will be there next month. Let's see. We're gonna move. You have the prior minutes. We're gonna approve the prior motion for the prior minutes, please.
Motion to approve.
So Miguel first, second Jasmine. Let it be approved. So we got the water report from Cedar Woods. And it seems to be that once again, we are under normal water and sewer and numbers financially. So everything is looking good so far with Cedar Woods, and there's nothing to report as far as any anomalies. The other thing that we want to do is I want to do a motion to approve the Cedar Woods is looking into buying a hydrant. The one that we have right on Main Street, we dig the hole to replace the fire hydrant. We tried to use one that we had because we didn't want to spend the money that could work. Unfortunately, the one that we have is too small. So Cedar Woods needs to go out and quote a new fire hydrant so that we can replace it and finalize that fire hydrant that has been sitting down for like a few months now. So motion to approve Cedar Woods to get a couple of quotes, not to exceed the amount of $3,000. So Jasmine is going to get it. Thank you. Motion carries. And then Miguel, do you have anything on the code enforcement reports?
A couple things with the code enforcement. Carl planned on coming today. He wasn't able to make it. He fell last night. He's doing a little better today. He asked me to say hello and to apologize. We had one incident that I'm helping him out with. I think it's going okay so far. There was a noise complaint at the print house that happened on September 22nd, which was a Saturday night. And I guess certain times he has bands that are extremely loud, and my understanding is that a few neighbors feel that the volume shouldn't be that loud on the street. He's permitted to have bands there. And I think the problem really exists when the door opens. There's no way to stop the noise when the door opens. And he understands it. We'll see what happens going forward. He's been told that the neighbors feel that the music should be lowered. It really isn't a problem most of the time. It's just certain bands, and he didn't feel that it was an issue, but because we mentioned this formal complaint and the fact that a few neighbors informally also said that it was really excessive, we're hoping that he will take that into consideration.
Can we know who lodged the complaint?
Yeah,
Egal,
you don't, you know, let's say.
Egal, it's public, yeah.
Yeah.
Egal filed it on behalf of a few neighbors. But Egal actually went in on Saturday night, and he really didn't have the authority to do that. He presented himself as a person of authority and confronted the owner and Mark Bierman, who was there at the time. And all of them have spoken since then. It was very tense that night. I think that Egal is used to a different Main Street, and the sound was just gotten louder.
What time was that?
So there's a noise ordinance for Fleischmann's that is, on the weekends, you can make loud noise until 11. But
What
this,
time was it?
it was probably 9 or something.
All right, that should be a problem.
Well, for you, it may not be. For the people who are complaining.
I'm saying for the village, if it's not till 11. It's not a problem.
It's a measurable thing, so
Period. There should be no case.
it's, there is a case, it's a measurable thing. You can measure noise in decibels. And Egal was claiming that the decibel level was far exceeding what was allowed.
Is that measurable?
It is measurable, and
Like something that
even though you don't think it's real, John, we dealt with this at Spillian, which is way off of Main Street. And people used to complain about Spillian because they had live bands every way.
And what happened to them?
What Spillian does is they measure the volume of the sound, and they keep it within a certain range, which is the way the law is written. So if anyone does complain, they can point to their decibel meter and say that we're complying, and it's before 11 o'clock, so there's not an issue. But if you're not aware of that, I spoke to him about that, and he's not, he wasn't interested in measuring his sound levels.
Does the village have something that measures sound levels like
Anybody can do it on their iPhone.
that?
Yeah, and there's an app you can download.
Anybody can do it. Yeah, I get,
I think maybe the question here, I mean, one side of it might just be neighbors working through an issue. But just so the legal side of it.
Yeah.
Is there any restriction for 11 o'clock on sound levels?
yeah, according to the planning board, they made it an agreement to lower their sound after 10.
Okay,
And yes, there's a measurable, you can look it up, there's a measurable level. And you're not, there's New York State law says you shouldn't exceed that level. It was a formal complaint. The owner was notified, and that's all you have to do from here on out.
Who complained?
Ego.
Who?
He answered that, Egal.
Ego.
Okay, I can relate,
Okay.
sorry.
are we done?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miguel. Okay, we're gonna be, we had to make some modifications to last year's budget. Some areas we spend more money, some areas we spend less money. So we have to adjust that budget. So I want to request a motion to approve the modifications to finalize the annual report, which we have to turn into the state for the budget, last budget. So I need a motion to approve it.
Motion approved.
Thank you. So motion carries.
Excuse me, how are you going to modify the budget?
We spent some monies. We have some areas where the budget was not, the monies, the departments were not budgeted the amount that we were supposed to get. We spend more. Like for instance, one item is the bookkeeper. We spend $478 more than what we originally budgeted for. for instance, we over budgeted on deputy clerk reimbursement, that we had a $336 that was over, so we can make different adjustments, and everything balanced down to zero. So in order for us to turn this into the state, we had to make these modifications, make the changes, everything is here. Because we're running out of time to turn this into the state. It's every year we have to turn it for financial purposes. So the changes were done and everything netted to zero. So he balanced out. So we're gonna be moving into something that has been going on for a while now. It's the playground. I don't know if you guys noticed the playground that we have. There's some areas that we have floor paddings missing.
Excuse me, financial reports from previous months that Carol had.
You have to do a motion to approve those reports, the water,
Oh,
sewer, and those financial.
I'm sorry, guys. I skipped that one. Okay, I need to get a motion to approve the financial report from July
From September.
through September of 2023. I'm sorry about that.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion. You go first, Gavin the second, motion carries. Thank you, and I'm sorry, my apologies. So the playground is, first of all, we have to do a lot of research to find out who was the company that did the work, because we don't have any paperwork. So finally, we tracked down the company. Jasmine was able to connect with one of the managers within this company. So we got a final number to fix this padded floor for the playground. So we're looking at about $2,000 to replace these small pieces of pad for the playground. At this moment, we're not gonna approve that. We have to look into that, but it's something that we have the numbers finally. And again, it's been going on for a while. So right now, we're not gonna approve that for this meeting.
How long do they claim they should last?
That I can't tell you. And that's because we need to find out more, when will they be here? The weather, how long are they supposed to last? So things like that, we need to find out more. Once again, the company was very hard to track down because we don't have any paperwork. And finally, the person that we got connected with, then he disappeared and then came back. And this is what we have as far as the number.
Is this vandalism?
No, it's not vandalism.
It's just wear and tear, right?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
it's square
No.
is missing.
so let me go through the whole meeting and then we'll get to the public comments, please. So that's that on the playground. The Catskill Forest Association finally came in and we got those two maple trees that they were planned to be planted. They planted those last week. So those concur the old, new businesses that we had in the agenda. And then as far as fundraising, we don't have any fundraising right now. And we're gonna open to public comments. So anybody that wants to use the mic is welcome. If not, if you feel comfortable speaking, by all means. So,
I don't need the mic.
thank you.
Last week, well, you started off with, your last meeting with that we have to work together.
Yes,
These people and the village board and
Yes.
everybody has to work together. So last week I sent you guys, an invite to the Fleischman's first meeting if you wanted to talk to us.
mhm,
So if you can't, I guess what we need are specifics about how we need to work together.
okay.
What we need to do, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm sure you don't have it right now at the top of
Okay,
your head, but
Paula, you sent that email in the middle of the week.
I
And this was
understand.
and this was a long weekend. And as you know, unfortunately, we're not retired. We're still working and we're taking care of business.
And that's
So
why
it was
we're-
very short time
Mhm.
for you to send that email. We unfortunately, I couldn't get around it because we were busy. We can talk, next week, before the meeting, plenty of time. When you wanna invite us for something,
Well,
give
that's
us
why I'm
time,
bringing it
because
up
we have.
again, because we have another
Yeah.
meeting November, the first.
Yeah, let them know ahead of time, and I'm sure we can,
I guess what we're looking, what we're looking for is specifics and how we can help and how we can work together better than we are doing. Okay,
very well, thank you.
thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
For information, as far as the playground, that was installed in 2015. And it was right after I left office, Don Carney took over for me as mayor. And it was, I believe it was FEMA funded or partially FEMA funded, so it should be a folder somewhere with that information, and that'll give you, hopefully if there are any other issues. or anything
Yeah.
like that.
When the previous mayor was around, we did a lot of looking, and we couldn't find nothing. That's why we have to go on our own and start searching. And, we can revisit that and see if we can actually find a folder.
But it would
But
be-
I know when the previous mayor was in office,
So
nothing,
those things would be
we were not able to
decorated.
find.
It
So,
was installed in 2015.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so
the,
you got 8-year-old
the
things.
the
that's-
surface was, I remember it got damaged early by some kids at the soccer cleats. I think it takes some damage from that, and it took some damage from flood, because I think some logs got washed through it and ripped it, so. I don't
Yes.
think it was vandalized, it's
Yes.
just abnormal tear. But anyway.
okay, thank you, Tahan. And,
I have good news to report, the,
thank you,
FEMA
Ann. I want good
property-
news. I need good
FEMA
news.
Yes, the FEMA property, okay, has been mowed. It has signs now that say for hunting and fishing, and labeled the department in charge. And they also cut the saplings that were growing along the sidewalk, that were the oldest privet hedge. They cut those down to the grade. And they did some brush work that is sort of a mess, and I'm gonna ask them, where is this trail that's supposed to go to the riverbank? But meanwhile, now from the village end, we need, that street needs to be tidied up, because we have the event this, Saturday coming up with the Harvest Fest and the races. Yasmin, did you get a flyer to distribute to the Hispanic community? They all know about this pumpkin decorating and Harvest Fest.
No, not yet, but I will get to it.
But you have the flyer?
Did
No,
you get a flyer?
Do we have a flyer?
I don't have one with me, it was sent out to everyone.
I could, maybe put one on, maybe there's one on the library door and I can copy it there.
I'm sure we can get our hands on it.
Get that,
And
get
thank
that.
you.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
Saturday. it's
Yes,
Saturday.
I'm sure we can get our hands on
We're
it.
gonna have
Races,
30
children.
pumpkins, so we're expecting, we got 30 kids to have a pumpkin and decorate them.
Anybody else? Tahan?
Question about when you move the village office, where are village notices gonna be posted and when will it change if it changes?
It'll be in the same, the building and, the post office.
sorry, which building is it moving to?
We're moving to the pump house at the end of the street, Main Street and Depot Street, right in that corner.
So there used to be a survey visit.
Yeah, Rob Allison,
So you'll start posting notices there as well as the post office in a couple of weeks
yes,
for a meeting here.
yes, and I think we're gonna stay here. Yes, we're gonna post it here at the library.
When does that happen? When does the change happen?
It will happen within the next month. Yes. Anybody? Vicky?
Yes, Ann, I don't know, I may have misheard you. You said that the FEMA property was mowed and something about hunting and fishing. I hope the sign says no hunting or fishing.
No, I'm sorry, did I say hunting?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, no, I apologize, it's fishing and hiking.
Oh, okay.
You get carried away, and that's good, no problem. We know what you mean.
No, it's more fishing.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you. No,
Okay.
no hunting.
Yeah.
And one other thing I forgot to mention, Mayor
Yes.
Sam, and that is, put this on the maintenance calendar, that, there needs to be a load of gravel in the turnaround at the kiosk. There's a lot of big potholes there, and you don't wanna wait until winter to
Mhm.
gravel it.
Yeah, Corky and Sean are, doing a lot of, work in the village, yes, and I'll mention it to them.
Okay.
Thank you, Ann.
Can I
Yes,
just ask, where is this FEMA property? I don't know.
and would you mind telling her where's the FEMA property?
That's the former Harriet Grossman parcel that's next to the bridge on Bridge Street. And during the flood, that was a buyout by FEMA, and Harriet sold the property and left, and FEMA then bought it, and it's now under the city's, DEC.
It's
New
not
York
where
City.
Robert's auctions were?
No, it's right, when
To
you
be the
get
next
to the
property.
bridge, when you get to the bridge, you'll see a vacant lot, it's
Okay.
opposite the garage.
How much property is it?
You'll see it, take a look.
Okay,
So, I have one quick question. As far as documents related to budget and like overall village budget, where are those available for people to view?
this should be on the village website.
The original the original approved budget was approved last year, and it's just moving the funds, but I don't think you.
We don't
Post
post,
that.
it. No,
No, you just post the original budget, and there's no change to said budget, it's line item changes.
so,
Did you hear that?
Kind of.
No.
She said, Carol said that the budget was posted last year and there's no change to the budget. Normally, these are line item changes. Normally, you wouldn't post, is that true, Todd? You don't post the financial.
But where is it posted, the original?
On the
It's on the website?
It was on the website.
Yes.
it was on the website when it was approved. John?
Yeah, I'm concerned about some things in the village right now. For instance, recently my wife's twin sister passed away,
Yes, we heard that, sorry to hear
and
that.
Avi comes up and harasses her like a day or two after that, and I believe she told you about it, right?
Mhm.
Well, he pulled up to her again today,
Jesus.
and I don't know what his motive is, to get us excited and get mad so we can do a suit or something? I mean,
Well,
and that's not just the only thing I heard. I've seen other things, being a contractor in this village. I've seen other things going. I've seen Stuart Cohen do worst things I ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
The worst things I ever seen. The beautiful neighbor up here, they left. He harassed me. It was like the Twilight Zone up
well,
there.
John, let me stop you right there. We're in a public meeting, we're for the village. These things, and like I mentioned to everybody, call the cops.
They're not gonna do anything.
What
You
do you
gotta
want?
do something. This board has to do
What would I
something.
do, John?
Huh?
What can I do?
They're on your board. I mean, Stuart's on your board.
Oh,
so
Stuart,
you
yes.
should have
Yeah.
Any control?
So you're talking about what, a year ago, 2 years ago,
Harassing
John?
this village. I put so much time and energy in this
I
village.
know you
and I hate
did.
to see it go
And
this direction.
I know,
I'm very
I know you
perturbed
did,
about it, actually.
and we thank
Very
you for that.
perturbed. Especially when, we were gonna have from the Mark project, and we didn't get, that got shut down.
No, it didn't get shut down, John. It didn't get shut
What
down.
happened?
I explained to you,
I didn't hear.
I explained to you, and I explained to last time. When I met with Peg Ellsworth, okay? She said, Sam, the deadline was too short. And she says, the first one you didn't get it, right now it's too short, and I really don't recommend you to go for it. If you want to go for it, that's fine. You gotta pay the extra money, but I don't recommend you to go for it because I don't think you're gonna make it. There's more, the other towns are more, the paperwork is better. So this is what she said.
It's better. I'm pretty good at
The-
paperwork.
Excuse me,
I've
John.
been doing it my whole life.
She said, you can get prepared for next year, everything will be better, and we'll do it next year. So that's what she said. Based on her recommendation, I said, okay, well, I don't wanna waste, $5,500 or $5,800 from the village money. If you're telling me that the odds are not too good. That's why I made that decision.
You
We'll
make
do
a
it,
decision?
we'll do it
You
next
make a
year.
decision?
She recommended, you know, and I said, you
I'm
know,
gonna have a meeting with her and find out.
yeah, by all means, John,
I am.
by all means.
So when was that it would have been due, do you know?
That was due the last week of September, and we met, you know, like the first week of September. So she says, you know, it's too
Was she
short.
gonna
son.
write the grant?
I'm sorry?
Was Peg gonna write the grant?
Mark Project does, Mark Project.
Yeah.
That's why we hire them.
Yeah, but you know what, the problem is that she's overworked, I mean, she's worried, I think we need somebody else these days, I mean, she's so worried about Roxbury and their,
Yeah.
they got the kitchen, she's got a lot of work to do.
So, was it your decision to not do, go for the grant?
She recommended it, and I said, you know, you're right. I run it by the board, and they said, you know what, we don't wanna, we don't wanna waste the money, right?
Are they anti-village? I believe this board is anti-village.
Yes,
I absolutely do.
We're gonna run them out of town if they are.
yes,
Well,
I
John,
absolutely do.
you are completely entitled to your own opinion. I respect
We're
that.
gonna run them out
Thank
of
you.
town if they are.
Marilyn,
Okay, I would just say, and I don't care, I'm saying this in public, I really don't care. And I'm sorry you had that situation. I had a situation, this public is on the trooper report, but maybe it was 6 weeks ago, I was walking down the street. And Abraham Mendelvick made a comment to me. I was just minding my own business and said, about getting even with me. About what? I didn't do anything. So I said, I did not respond. I called the trooper, they came, they said they were gonna come over, which they did. It took them time, it's a big county. And I told them the truth. And they said, okay, we're gonna go talk to him, because I felt, let them speak for me. They came back, they said they could not find him. They came back the next day and apparently must have found him. And then they called me and said, we spoke to him. So I would just say, anybody, whoever it is, them, him, anybody else bothers you, harasses you, we know what harassment makes a threat. Call the trooper, it may take them some time, and you report it. This way, there is a paper trail. And he has not bothered me again, because if he doesn't have any trouble, I have trooper on my phone and sheriff. And I don't care that I'm saying this, because we don't, you know, this is ridiculous. We have every right to walk around in peace, and I don't bother anybody. Do I bother anybody? No, I don't. So if I'm just whatever, and you know what? Your board's not gonna say anything. I know, you know, whatever's going on with you and him, whatever, and you probably don't wanna say anything, but you know what? When you're dealing with people that are acting not in the correct way, again, do not get involved in the conversation. Just keep walking and make that call to the trooper, and they will respond. They will come and they will help you. So that way it's documented, because I have to protect myself. And I have every right to. All right? Don't let anybody bully you.
thank you, Marilyn. Thank you.
Amen.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. So the next meeting is gonna be Monday, November 13th, same time. So we're gonna close the meeting. Motion to close the meeting,
You had to audit the vouchers.
and then we gotta pay some bills.
Yeah, you have to. make
Okay.
a motion.
Motion to audit the vouchers.
Audit the vouchers.
Okay. Jasmine first, there's no second. All right, motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, meeting is done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your comments. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.